important information. It's good, so everyone knows. But yeah, I go out there, I smoke a cigarette, and I fucking chill.
Do you take a huge dump afterwards?
After I run, if I run and then I come back and I smoke a cigarette, then it's like it's fucking game. It's game time, dude. And I'm telling you guys, get Metamucil. It'll change your life. It's fiber. It's just basically like a protein shake looking shit, but it tastes like orange juice, kind of like Sunny D. And I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I have like really soupy shits and just gross, just nasty shits, and it sucks. So
never experienced that ever in my entire life.
I have for years, dude. It's like it's diet. I don't know, but I wasn't getting enough fiber, so I tried doing it, man.
Oh,
I'm excited to go take a shit now.
Well, doesn't like now? Let me ask you a question. So you said you've had kind of these diarrhea shits for years, probably because of poor diet. I have to imagine it's because of diet.
Well, especially since it corrected after you started taking fiber.
Yeah, well, the fiber was it's.
Did it feel like
forms your stool? That's what fiber does.
Did it feel like you were like having a child? Did it hurt?
No, not at all. It comes out kind of like a loose clumpiness to it. But it's not wet and gross. It's just kind of plops out. Dude, when I wipe now, like nothing. Like nothing. I'm telling you, I go down there. This is changing my life, dude. I'm excited. Every time I'm like, dude, I want to shit like 10 times a day.
Yeah, but Dan, but sometimes
shit.
It's the Metamucil and the ass wax.
The original is kind of nice though.
What?
When you poop like that, it's just kind of nice. It's just, I know that it's a little bit slushy, but it just comes out. There's no push.
No. This is my thing. Is I've had to push really hard, and it comes out kind of like a hot snake, right? Like it just kind of really thin, just kind of wiry, spaghetti-ish almost.
Are you eating food?
Emaciated.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, dude, there was a period there where I was pretty broke, but I made it work.
I wipe.
No, but all right. Like, so now it comes out as one solid.
No, yeah, but like it's not hard. It's not hard. It comes out, dude. Literally, I'm gonna start categorizing and cataloging and start sending you guys my shit pics because I want you to see how glorious these shits are. I took a shit yesterday, and I sat down and I pushed it out, and I was like, that was disappointing, right? I looked down, dude. This thing was massive. It was about the size of at least.
So your asshole's so
like
loose, this giant turd just slipped on out.
No, dude, but what I'm saying is the fiber it's really good for digestion too, the Metamucil, and it has no sugar, so you just mix it up in some water. But I don't know, dude, it's working. I'm doing it, and sometimes I even do it before bed, so I can have a nice poop right in the morning.
So do you feel a sense of euphoria as you pinch the last?
No, there is no pinching. It just falls out. There is no pinching required because your poop is not hard. It's not liquidy. It's just very good consistency. I will say it comes out. It kind of looks like it's compartmentalized. So like there's little squares all in your shit.
What do you mean little squares that make? What do you mean?
Like it kind of. Literally, it looks like I'll send you guys pics. Okay, you guys will see what I'm talking about.
Almost as if you were a Minecraft person. That's how Minecraft people shit. Yeah.
I'm just saying, dude. Metamucil changed my life, and I followed him on Instagram. I'm hitting them up. I'm like, listen, I'll send you poop pics. I'll send you whatever you need. I want to get sponsored by Metamucil. I do.
Do you think
how much is it?
Probably $12 for 2 months supply.
A reasonable price for comfort and consistency.
Do you think there'll be a point in your life where you enjoy taking these Metamucil shits so much that you'll combine it with masturbation?
Well, let's be real. Sometimes, I mean, I don't know. So are you guys, because we've all had to masturbate in a bathroom before.
All the time. That used to be my go-to spot.
Are you a masturbate then shit type of guy?
Shit then masturbate.
Shit 100%. Then masturbate. Now, are you...
No, I do it the other way. That's
you masturbate then shit.
Yeah, Ryan, that's gross, man.
Okay, hold on.
I feel shameful when I masturbate, so that's the last thing I want to do so I can get out of that room. I don't want to be in there with that energy.
Zoobox Nation, welcome to another episode of Zoobox, the podcast about nonsense, some of which you may have just heard. Now we are almost a full crew. We will be a full crew again. Ryan is going to be popping in a little bit later. Had some personal issues to take care of, and then we're gonna us three men, us three musketeers. We're tasked with filling the time because the star of the show is gone. The pretty boy is gone, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Now everybody has to just deal with us. And we got a man over here, Mike. Hello?
Mike looks
Hey,
like he's
everybody.
in a fucking some sort of submarine or something.
Actually, Mike is
with
now...
like the water heater. Is that the water heater?
That's the water heater.
Yeah, it looks like you're in a submarine, dude. Like
Mike is he's in a Florida state quarantine because he has coronavirus.
Yeah.
And they have to put people in the basement. And that's
I do got the coronavirus, I believe.
You might actually, dude. It's spreading.
I'm sick as
It's
a dog.
So
dude,
Dan,
you might want to go to a fucking doctor because they're doing free testing kits. You can look
really?
Up you can look up the hospispital.
or you could just believe.
Or you can just well, I mean, but this is the thing. The coronavirus isn't going to kill someone like you who's in shape and stuff.
Well, Dan, here's the thing. If I go to the doctors, then I have the coronavirus. If I don't go, then I don't have it.
You could. I hope you go to jail for spreading it across the country.
That's the dude who's like, if I never get tested for AIDS, then I never had it, right? And then I'm just passing it to everyone that I fuck.
And as you can hear right now, as Dan talking, he's keeping it regular. He's feeling good. We're all feeling good.
Yeah, let's get this. I'm excited for tonight. Let's go. I want to do this.
And I'm sure.
Hey, listen, I do have what? What do you got to bring up, dude? What do you got to bring up?
I don't got anything.
All right. Well, there we fucking go. Because I have something that I've been wanting to talk about with everybody. Because tomorrow night is the world premiere of the new Corey Feldman documentary. Okay. Now, Corey Feldman is. You remember the movie Lost Boys?
Yeah.
You remember the comic book nerd kids, the Frog Brothers or whatever?
The Frog Brothers. It's the ones that come and help them. And Corey Feldman says the famous line, "Death by stereo."
Yeah.
Yes, I remember them. Which one are you talking about?
He was also in the Goonies.
Yeah, he's in the Goonies.
The younger one?
Mike, look him. Oh, you're watching it on your phone, right?
No, I'm not watching it on my phone.
Oh, okay. Well, then type in Corey Feldman. You'll recognize him. He was in the Goonies, but there's another guy from the Lost Boys called Corey Haim and Corey Feldman. They were back in the '80s, known as Corey and Corey. Made
the Corys.
How many movies did they make together? 3, 4?
A handful. Probably 5 or 6.
Okay, well, relatively popular.
I know this guy. I love this guy.
Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm saying.
He also does a voice for one of the Ninja Turtles.
Oh, Stand By Me. Yeah, he's in a lot of good stuff. As an adult, not so much.
But while his star was rising as a child, he was getting fucked behind the scenes.
Well, so this is Corey Feldman and Corey Haim were basically best friends from their young teens, and the documentary that is being released tomorrow I think could be impactful if it's going to divulge the information that it's saying it's going to.
I think the problem with it is that it's being sold as a marketer. They're using this everything will be revealed kind of marketing strategy, and I'm like, I know it's not going to be as bombshell as that, because if it was, they would just say it. They just wouldn't need to do all this stuff.
Well,
did you buy your virtual ticket? Are you all in?
No, I am going to though. There's tomorrow night at 8, right?
Is it? I don't know.
It's tomorrow night.
Where does it air on?
So the cool thing, the interesting thing about how they're releasing this documentary, it's going to be released in 2 nights, and it's tomorrow night and I think the 12th. And we're recording this on the 7th, so it's the 8th. But if you don't hear this until Monday or something, then you got still a couple days to watch it.
There's still time.
Yeah, there's still time. It's going to be pretty interesting, I think, because really, he wrote a book, I think, 10 years ago, or it was 2013, so roughly 7 years ago, and he couldn't name all the people in the book. He couldn't name them. Couldn't name the people that he wanted to because of legal reasons, and the publishing company wouldn't let him. So supposedly this documentary is the antidote to that. It's going to name actual people, really name. He cost him $300,000 to make the film. Definitely a lot by donations.
Yeah,
Which is that? Would you say
I think didn't he kickstart it?
he did? He did
Yeah.
kickstart it. Would you say that's a lot for a documentary film?
I mean, he raised I thought he raised like a 1.5 million.
I'm not sure what he raised. I
could be
can
wrong.
look up real quick, but I mean, do you think that's a lot? Is that a lot for a doc? That doesn't sound that much. That sounds like
No, it's
a
pretty
lot.
low budget because
For a documentary film.
that's very low budget. For like a produced movie, it's not a lot.
Well, for a
Because
documentary, though,
he
how
doesn't
much money
because they
on
don't
that?
they don't need it. Like if he has access to his friends, he has access to a good camera, a light rig, and like 4 people as
Yeah.
a crew.
That's what I'm saying.
You can make a documentary on the cheap like that.
He had to take out $1.3 million in insurance just for this film because of all this.
Yeah,
the
I mean,
possible-
this is kind of a companion piece to a documentary that actually could not get released.
Yep.
Called An Open Secret, and the woman who made the documentary An Open Secret is actually an Academy Award nominated documentarian. So she wasn't like just some asshole. She directed the documentary "Deliver Us from Evil" about pedophile priests in the Catholic Church. About one in particular. It's a very disturbing movie. But maybe it's worth watching. Though. It's called "Deliver Us from Evil." I can't remember the woman's name off the top of my head, but for whatever reason, she couldn't get it released. A couple of years later, they end up just putting it online, so you can go look it up on YouTube. It's on Vimeo.
Yeah.
Just look up "Open Secret," and
Well,
there's the full. Actually, there's 2 versions. There's like the cut produced version, and then there's actually like the test version, which is like 3 hours long.
That's so sick. I gotta watch that. And the thing is, I think we should look at the Me Too movement with Harvey Weinstein and all this stuff. Harvey Weinstein, he was, I think, just convicted of rape in New York. I think he was convicted of rape.
Yeah, he was.
Of rape, not anything else. Like, it was rape for sure. So he's obviously a piece of shit. We know that. But the thing is, if Harvey Weinstein got away with it, everybody knew he was a pervert. Everybody knew it was the casting couch shit with Harvey. It was a industry secret that everyone knew. And why tell me this. Why are they not? Tell me why they wouldn't be protecting people who are fucking kids. Because they are.
For sure.
Because they fucking are, dude. Jeremy Saville, who's a London television guy, host, kind of like Walter Cronkite, like those old reporters. The guy was there he did it for like 40 or 50 years, some crazy shit.
Oh no, he was a children's entertainer.
Yeah, children's
He was
whatever.
He wasn't a newsman or like a Walter Cronkite.
Oh,
he was literally
wasn't?
he was like Captain Kangaroo for Britain for the BBC.
But he was a cornerstone of that market. He was very well known.
He
was not like a guy who hopped in for a year or two.
No,
and then
he's
popped
the
out.
most famous children's entertainer in the UK.
Right.
Yeah.
And he came out after he died that it was a lot of kids. He molested.
Well, he actually
ton.
literally started a hospital and a charities to get access to children.
Yeah.
He would molest sick kids in this hospital.
And then he threw him over. He took him on a boat and killed him.
That's the 13th circle or whatever.
Oh yeah, and then he would eat their pineal glands.
And then do.
Well, that's what they say. That there's all sorts of there's necrophilia involved.
Yeah.
All sorts of crazy wild shit.
Hillary Clinton was friends with him. There's all Jeffrey Epstein, I bet, was there.
Oh my God! How deep does it go?
But that guy got away with it for 20, 30 years, or however long it was. And in Hollywood, there are guys just like that right now in Hollywood. Whether it's look at Bryan Singer or Singer.
Bryan Singer, yeah.
Bryan Singer's been in 20 years a staple in the industry. I think the late 90s. What did you say with X-Men?
Well, he's hit the scene with The Usual Suspects.
Oh, okay. So the mid 90s then? What did you say?
Yeah.
Mid 90s. So 20, 25 years. And this fucking guy is still involved in Hollywood. And dude, I don't know if he's been convicted.
No, he hasn't. No, somebody wrote a big article about him a couple years ago, I think in the LA Times. That was a pretty lurid look. I mean, that's the problem with a lot of this stuff is that these are years old accusations. There's really no way to prove it, but it doesn't mean that the victims shouldn't step forward and let their voices be heard, I suppose. As long as there's no creepy, opportunistic shit, because like you look at like something like Bryan Singer, and then you look at like the Michael Jackson stuff. There's like those guys' stories are so full of holes. It destroys the credibility of people that come forward. You know, it's just like any type of people that falsely talk about abuse that didn't happen and falsely accuse people. They actually hurt real victims. And those guys, and I don't know, I don't know the case. I would tend to think with somebody like Michael Jackson, where there's smoke, there's fire, but I don't know. I really don't fucking know. He was a weird guy to the extreme.
I don't know, man.
But their stories, the guys in that HBO documentary, Leaving Neverland, I think it's called, or Return to Neverland, one of those.
Yeah.
Neverland.
Those
guys are not, like, credible. They're not very credible. And like, their lawyers are involved with, like, suing them because of how loose and how many holes there are in their story. It's, like, not hard to prove that some of the stuff they're saying are lies. Right. The timelines don't line up, and yada, yada, yada.
Right. Well, obviously it just wasn't, and they've been doing the same stuff supposedly with the R. Kelly documentary. There's a lot of like holes and things in those stories too. But I don't know. There's not a lot of integrity when it comes to making these documentaries. I don't know if there's ever been.
So Dan, where are they releasing this?
Oh, so you can. It's a online release. It's only available for I think 4 hours or something after the initial release. So you have to watch
explodes.
And then it just disappears. Like you can't get it again.
Yeah, but so where do you find it? Where the heck do you go?
Corey Feldman document Corey or something.
MyTruthDoc.com.
Yeah.
It's My Truth, The Rape of Two Corys premieres Monday, March 9th at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on MyTruthDoc.com.
Oh, it's a horror.
So it's Monday.
Monday night at 11.
For me it's 10, but
for you it's 10. Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be tough.
Man, how much is that?
$20.
Ah, such a ripoff.
But
I don't got that kind of money, Dan.
I don't got that kind of money. I know.
Why? When I could go on Hulu and I could watch Hillary for free.
I want to support truth. I want to support someone that if they're telling because this is a story that has been trying to get told forever, and it doesn't get told for some reason. Look at the pointing to the documentary that you talked about earlier. It's one of the darkest secrets of Hollywood that they're out there taking advantage of kids.
Well, it's not a secret. That's why that documentary is called An Open Secret. Everybody fucking knows about this shit. Everybody knows. Just like Harvey Weinstein, everybody knows. Everybody literally, they make fun of it in movies. They talk
Jeffrey
about
Epstein.
They talk about this shit. Harvey Weinstein, his behavior. There was a caricature version of him on the show Entourage, and he was just as much of a pig and an asshole as he ended up really being in real life.
But there was a version. I think people didn't know about Harvey Weinstein. Didn't they kind of know that he got this? But it was kind of like, I don't know if they knew that he was like a rapist.
No, I mean they knew he was a creep for sure.
Yeah.
They knew he had a thing for women, and they knew. I even think not to be incendiary. I don't think a lot of the stuff was quote unquote rape. I think sometimes, maybe a few times, it probably pushed into that territory. A lot of those times, it's like girls feeling they have to do this to get by or succeed or get a movie part or whatever. They're like the casting couch bullshit. I mean, that's what it is. It's just he was maybe the last vestige of that era, of the casting couch era.
Oh, like the last whatever. Like Quentin Tarantino's never gotten a fucking BJ or a foot job. You know what I mean?
So? Definitely a foot job.
Oh, I definitely, yeah. Quentin Tarantino's a fucking weird guy.
You think that he's doing that?
You think Quentin Tarantino? Look at him. He ain't getting laid. But if he wasn't in Hollywood, dude, that dude would not be getting laid. You see his wife? She's fucking gorgeous. She's fucking.
Well, yeah. I mean, he has a lot of money.
That's fucking right, dude. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he's actually like a Israeli woman.
I would fucking blow. I would give him a foot job. I would blow Quentin Tarantino to be in his movie.
Okay, so do you think something like that is?
Is it wrong? Is it illegal?
Yeah.
I don't think it should be illegal. I don't think it's. Is it immoral or unethical? Yeah, it's a little immoral. I mean,
but let's say like
it's unethical.
If you're an attractive woman and you want to get in this movie,
I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
You better pay the piper, buddy.
But I don't think it should be conditional to get the movie. You know? But then again, dude, I can't walk into fucking Walmart and not pay money for shit. Okay? Like, I can't walk... if I want something from Walmart or from a store, I gotta pay. Okay? It's a fucking transaction. So if I want a part in a movie, yo, Ricky, what do I gotta do, dude? Like, what's up? What do I gotta do?
I don't know if that's like quite a good analogy.
No, because the guy
Things in
knows that
stores cost money. Hollywood, access to Hollywood success costs your body.
Yeah, or your soul, but you make that choice. If no one's forcing you to do it, you make a choice. You're making a choice.
Well, this is when we get into this whole dynamic of like complicity
Power.
and what does it mean, and
Power.
I mean, and these are valid questions because like you could make the pedophile argument that pedophiles like to make about a kid's complicity. It doesn't matter if a 10-year-old can consent to something; it doesn't make it fucking right. And the reason why it doesn't make it right is the power differential between an adult and a child.
It's completely different. Completely different.
We're talking about the nature.
That's
the
a
nature,
false equivalency, dude.
We're talking
You're talking about someone who's an adult
again.
That makes a conscious decision.
Now you're going besides the point. I'm talking about the nature of complicity. The nature of it. It doesn't make it like right. It doesn't make
it doesn't make it right. Comparing it to pedophilia, I think is like a little incredulous. It's not necessarily the same.
A kid could consent to something, but because they feel like they have to, and you can say that you can project that and extend that logic.
That's called being a child. Then you're weak. I don't know. You're weak if you can't sit there. I don't think someone who is
and the other person is stronger.
No, is sitting there going, "I want that part in a movie." Well, you know what you got to do for it. That's a fucking transaction. That's not that's not a power thing. That's bullshit.
What if you had two people the same skill? They're both getting up to the job, but one of them's like,
"We'll suck your dick."
Yeah, then you get the fucking job, right? You put out more effort. That's just the way that shit. That's just real life.
Is that wrong?
No, because they're both equally, equal. They're equal, right? But if one's a little less, and then I give that person the job because they blew me, that might be a little unethical. But if the one that has better skill blew me, then that's just that's a win-win.
With acting, it's kind of very subjective. So
it is subjective, and that's the whole thing.
It would be hard. Yeah.
I don't fucking buy it. Okay? I don't fucking buy it because I know fucking people that you can be 20 years old and you can fuck a 30-year-old. Is that wrong? Is it a little unethical?
No,
why? Why would they have more power? They have more money. Let's say they have a really good job, a really good nice car.
But having sex with somebody just as a one-night stand or whatever is not the same thing as doing something for like a product or a result or whatever. It's not.
We're talking about power. Power is in everything. No, everyone has power over everyone in some way. I just don't buy it, dude. I'm sorry. You're a fucking adult. If you can't it's like blowing your professor so you pass in school. You fuck your fucking crotchety old professor so you pass.
Yeah, it's wrong.
It's wrong. But it's not illegal, and there's nothing that's fucking a big deal about it. Two people said,
"Well, it is illegal."
Oh no, it's not illegal. You
can't go to jail. You get fired.
You get fired. It's unethical.
Yeah, but this is the thing. It's unethical. It has nothing to do about if I want to pass.
Yeah, but then that's all anybody said is we said at the front. It's
unethical. There's a difference between that and pedophilia. A kid can't make their own fucking decisions.
It's an example.
That's the whole point. That's the whole point. Kids can't make.
You can just keep talking over me. It doesn't make you more correct. Like it doesn't.
Well, I mean, but it's just
you're not. I can't. If value. I can't. I'm not saying anything of value now. Okay, Dan.
Yes.
Okay. If you can't understand what analogy is and what metaphor and what you take an extreme example to show the principle.
It's just a bad example to me. I think it's a bad example. That's all I'm saying. I think it's a terrible example. Because a child can't even make its own decision. It's not legally able to.
Well, we're talking about the context of the law. I'm talking about ethics. I'm talking about what right and wrong. I'm not talking about like whether it's legal or not. It's just an example that illustrates a position that a person like may feel like they're in. This is something that everybody can understand what it feels like to be a child. So you can take that principle, You can apply it to an adult in terms of an ethical situation. Like
Right.
I can consent to something. It doesn't
But
mean like
but
I have a full
that's not
grasp of it.
that has nothing to do with ethics. The
sure
definition
it
of
does.
ethics would be does not relate to that situation.
Okay, sure.
I mean, right? But whatever. That's
Obviously, I disagree with you because I've said it.
well. I mean, ethics. The definition of ethics has to do with business or something that is.
Well, that is something to do with business, Dan.
Yeah, but we're not talking about children. You know. No, Sean was right. Moral principles that govern a person's behavior or the conducting of an activity.
That's what I thought they were.
Yeah, I always thought ethics was related to like more of a business, like ethical and business.
There's literally something called business ethics. There's different categories of ethics, and then there's separate studies and separate lines of thought. But they all kind of go back to this about behavior. That's what they're all about.
But shouldn't we talk more about the transactional?
I don't disagree. I don't
transactional
disagree with you.
That
That
has nothing to do with ethics, then, right? Because it's a transaction between two consenting adults that understand.
Yeah, but
If
No, but Dan, one adult has more power over the other one.
Okay, if you have a job and they say you don't fucking come in tomorrow at 6:30, even though it's a half hour early, you're getting fired. That's on fucking you. That's not on the boss. That's
No, but Dan, that's a little different than giving somebody a blowjob.
I agree, but I'm saying under the transaction principle, I have to be able
No, but Dan, there's nothing.
give and receive. You have to give and receive. So like if that person would not want to be in Hollywood, they didn't want it bad enough, then they go, you know what, dude, fuck that. I ain't doing this. I'm fucking out. And then they wouldn't work.
No, I think the question is that they shouldn't feel like they have to give somebody a blowjob to get a job.
To
Bingo.
get a blowjob. No, that's bullshit. That's bullshit.
What's
Because
bullshit about
they
it?
don't. It's not that they
What-
have to. No one is making them to give anyone a blowjob. It's a
You know,
transaction.
I mean, you know what like forced coercion is. You know what manipulation is. Like you know what these things
you're
are.
a fucking adult.
And to suggest that like adults cannot also fall under those spells or those
Sure they
pressures or peer pressures or whatever, is
Yeah.
you're taking such a narrow like A or B black and white view of this that it's not realistic and it doesn't map to reality.
It has nothing to do with the fact that if a person decides to suck someone's dick for a role, that's their choice. That's it. That's it. Whether you forget everything else, like I don't agree with it. I would never do it. I would never.
Yeah, but no.
Somebody.
I think the point is that they shouldn't have to feel like they have to do that to get that role
No, I don't think they should
or
have
that job.
But if they chose to, it's not about the job, dude. You're fucking acting. You're not a real person. You're not doing a real job.
Well,
Like,
it
you're not
is a
doing
job.
No, but you're not doing a real job. That doesn't happen. I think it would be leaked so fast today, especially. That type of stuff probably doesn't happen, dude. I just don't think that shit happens as much as they would.
Where, in Hollywood?
I don't know, man. I just don't think. I guess I think people are stronger than that.
Dan, you
I
just
don't
told
know.
me it happened. You just told me Quentin Tarantino probably gets it all the
No,
time.
I'm sure he does. That's my point. That's what comes with power, in the position of something, is that you get more women, because most women want it from you because they know you have something to offer. That's the whole fucking point.
Yeah,
That's
but
evolution.
these are no. First of all, these are two completely different things, dude.
Dude, if it was
there's-
such an open secret,
There you go, you take it.
If it was such an open secret in Hollywood, then everybody fucking knew what the deal was with fucking Harvey.
Maybe not new actresses may not know.
Not new actresses. They didn't know people. I don't fucking know. I'm not saying some people weren't surprised by it, but if it was such a known thing, like it's like, come on, you know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just think it's ridiculous. I think it's ridiculous.
What do you think is ridiculous?
I think it's ridiculous that people are going to go around and act like they don't like people with power. And they're going to act like that it's Harvey Weinstein's fault for doing this, which it is. But it's also the same fault of the people deciding to do it. It's a transaction. There are two parties to it. It's not just one. He's a piece of shit for doing it.
Yeah, but maybe in some situations it was that, but then maybe in other situations it went too far where he forced himself.
And that's illegal, and that's why he's in jail. Because he didn't go to jail. He's not going to be going to jail for doing what he did with a transaction as an agreement between one person and another.
Okay, Dan, do you think
It's
it was
not
illegal?
getting
Did
trouble
you listen to that lady on the church
Yeah.
podcast
Oh, no, I didn't. The church went on? No.
with Joey Diaz? Where she went up to his room and then he came out in a robe and ejaculated in front of her?
Yeah, completely. It depends on the condition of, she could have left. She could have fucking said, fuck this.
Well, no, she left after that, but then she went back again and he did the same thing again.
Why the fuck would you go back? Who's the dumbass here?
Because he's telling her that he's going to give her a role in a movie.
Fucking not bad. You didn't have to touch him. You fucking just watch him jerk off. Whatever, dude. I don't know.
So do you think that should be illegal or no?
I don't know if it should be illegal. It's that's why Harvey Weinstein has been blacklisted in Hollywood because of that stuff. The system will take care of itself if the information is available. And that's the whole thing, is the information needs to be, if the information's out there, and it was out there, Mike, that's what I'm saying. It was already out there. Everybody knew he was a pervert. The chick fucking saw him jerk off, let him finish, left, and then came back. For what? A fucking movie part. Think about that. Am I going to blame Harvey Weinstein? No. I'm blaming the dumbass fucking however old.
No, yeah, you're blaming her when she comes back again, but not the original.
No, not the first one, but it's not illegal. Unless she fucking leaves, and then he follows and chases her and tries to fucking do some gross shit to her, or rape her, or do something terrible. That's where the line is, And if you decide to stay, it's like Louis C.K. jerking off in front of people. He asked their permission. Is it weird? It's weird. But was that guy in a position of power? Yes. Now, did he offer people roles and stuff? I don't know, but that was one of the fears, that he could have fucked with people's career. And that's why people didn't rat on him, supposedly. So, is that wrong? Should that be illegal? Should you be able to call someone like, hey, dude, can I jerk off? Yeah, sure, dude, go ahead, whatever.
Yeah, that's fine.
But I'm your boss or something, or...
Well, yeah, that might be a little weird.
Then it's weird, but it's not illegal. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. Is that if Harvey Weinstein was like, hey, dude, if you blow me, I'll fucking give you this part. Fucking okay. And you fucking do it. Or you could say, no, thank you, and you don't take the part.
Yeah, I don't think it was like that, though. I think a lot of it was unsaid, kind of assumed you would get the part.
Sure, I'm sure there are people that got fucked in that process. And I think it's wrong. But that's why you sign contracts, and then you become better from it. I'm not agreeing with it. I'm not agreeing with Harvey Weinstein. I just think it's kind of shitty, dude. It's like, really, what the fuck are you going to do? Name me anywhere it's a quid pro quo, as modern terms. It's like you offer something, you receive something, and there is a thing on the line. And if you do or do not do determines on if you get that. And I think that's just how fucking life is. You don't pay your bills, they turn off the fucking water. You don't pay your fucking taxes, you're going to fucking jail. The government literally takes money from you every year. It says, you owe me this, motherfucker. But here's a little bit of it back. And that's fucking blowing. They're fucking you. And you know what I mean? But it's just, what do you want, dude? I think that's the part of human nature. And I don't see anything necessarily wrong with human nature in that sense. It's just the way people are.
Yeah. Well, I'm honestly, I'm confused on this whole thing of what you...
Just let it, it's not illegal. It's unethical, but it's like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? What did Harvey Weinstein do besides the rape that is illegal?
Well, I don't think you're allowed to show your genital, you can't just rip it out and be like, hey.
Well, I mean, I don't know. It's the difference between public and private domiciles. I have no idea. I'm sure there's different guidelines and restrictions on that, because if you're in your home, then you have or a private residence, which if you're renting a hotel room, look, I don't know the legality of it. There's a reason why they're only charging him with rape. And I think a couple other weird things too, but I know he's gotten charged mainly with rape.
Huh. Have you seen him though?
Yeah,
What
he
he
looks
looks
like
like?
shit. Yeah, he's a fucking monster, dude. He's disgusting.
Oh man, he's gonna die soon.
Dude, he's going to Rikers soon.
What was that thing you sent me with Jeffrey Epstein with the gun?
Oh, they found a
That
gun in
true?
his cell. Yeah, a loaded gun in his cell.
And this is just coming out now?
Yeah. Well, because it takes a little while to get the information.
I mean, this probably obviously was in the police report. I'm sure they found it pretty fast, but we're just hearing about it now. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Wow.
I have no idea. I don't know why. From what I read in the article is that they found a loaded gun in his cell.
That's crazy.
But why do you think there would be a loaded gun in there?
To defend himself? I don't know.
Right. That's what I was thinking too.
I was wondering that. I'm like, why? Well, I found it crazy that that didn't get leaked sooner.
Oh, it's curious. You could say everything else gets leaked, but things like that don't get leaked. So you kind of they bleed out information that they do or do not want you to know. I mean, who knows if this is even true? This is such a wild case all on its own. Like, who knows if it's fucking true that there was a gun in the cell? Oh my God! A wild Ryan appears.
Sorry. Back.
You good?
Yeah, it's all good. Taken
All right.
care of.
We're
Teddy
talking about
Fresh.
how they found a loaded gun in Jeffrey Epstein's cell.
Did you see that, Ryan?
How? What do you mean? Like recently? I saw that came out recently, or they found a loaded gun right after he was committed suicide.
After he was dead. That right when they went in, they found a loaded gun in there.
How's that just now coming out?
That's what I said.
That's what everyone's been saying. I think it's because of just doing an investigation. People try to cover shit up, whatever. It can take a while for some things to come out.
Yeah, but you would think that would come out pretty, like everything else came out.
I don't know where they found it though. That's really the interesting part. That's I would wonder where it was.
Under the bed. Nobody ever checks there.
Yeah,
In the toilet.
probably up his ass. Who knows?
There is a toilet in there, right?
Well,
Yeah.
what's the significance of the gun?
Well, it's
I mean,
loaded.
he's
It's a
dead.
It's a loaded gun in a prison in his cell. So there's two reasons.
Dude,
Why-
people got
why do you-
iPads in their prison cells.
Listen,
bro.
motherfucker. I
But
know,
it's a gun, Ryan.
Why do you? If you were a guard at a prison, okay, you bring in an iPad for a couple grand. You know, some guy pays you like a lot of money to do it. You bring in an iPad. Okay, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Bringing a fucking gun and you're the guard. That doesn't seem.
What kind of gun? That's a pretty big question.
It was.
I think it was a pistol.
It wasn't like a fucking revolver or anything. It was a
I know, but
semi-automatic.
was it a compact, smaller weapon?
I don't know. I don't know what kind of weapon it was, but it was.
Do you guys know where they found it in the cell?
No, we were just asking that ourselves.
It was an AR-15, America's most dangerous weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also, America's favorite weapon.
I think he had it, and Mike said it earlier, is to protect himself. I think he got some because, like, the first time he was a suicide attempt was probably an attempted homicide, attempted murder.
Yeah.
So he got a gun brought in,
Well, that doesn't work
and
out.
did not because you have a gun doesn't mean you know how to.
I wonder what that sequence looked like. Him being strangled to death.
We'll never know.
Oh,
because the
you
camera-
think he was reaching for the gun?
Oh, yeah.
You mean like in a movie?
Yeah. Exactly.
In its final moments, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I just can't believe that, dude, that guy must have had so much dirt on people.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that we're not talking about it at all. It's completely gone from the public consciousness. Like, oh, wait a second, Jeffrey Epstein has all of this dirt on all of these powerful people, or had, and we talked about it for about 5 minutes, and now we're just never going to mention it again. It's weird.
Yeah, but the internet culture is keeping that shit alive.
But has
bro.
this resurfacing or the surfacing of this information been enough for the mainstream media to report
No.
on?
Mm-mm.
not really.
No,
It's not even on Drudge Report.
Is this corroborated?
Is this real?
Yeah.
I don't know. The article looked pretty legit, right? I mean,
Are you making stories up again?
I mean, Dan, this sounds like,
Unbelievable.
yeah.
The whole situation's unbelievable. So
Well,
I guess at this point it doesn't matter.
Exactly. You could tell me they found like fucking I don't know a woman in there, and I would be like, oh okay.
I kind of wish he went out Eastern Promises style.
Oh.
In a naked, wrestling in that
The steam room?
bathroom. Yeah,
The
that
bathhouse?
it's one of the best scenes of all time.
It's a great
I
fight
wish
scene, yeah.
I wish he would have been just fucking American History X'd. Like gang raped by 30 dudes in a fucking shower. Just until his intestines came out, like they started fisting him and they're just ripping his insides out. Like, that's what I would want.
I don't
for
want
him.
to see that. That's disgusting.
I would.
Old fashioned wrestling.
Your ass. No, because I think that guy's a huge piece of shit.
I wonder what his wife or girlfriend or whatever.
This is
they
the
should be
Daily Caller.
interrogating her.
It's the Daily Caller, guys. You guys know this shit's legit.
Who runs the Daily Caller? Fucking Russia?
No, it's America.
Actually, it was founded by Tucker Carlson.
Really?
Fucking right, dude. God bless America.
Daily Caller sounds like a Nazi.
Hey, you said it, buddy.
What's that Nazi newspaper? The
Daily Stormer.
That's right.
Get it right. You come to my Nazi hangout, you better get our newspaper right.
I don't know. Do you think he's equally as a piece of shit as Harvey Weinstein, or there's levels to this game?
Oh, he's more.
Yeah, he's more.
All right, guys.
Never been proven.
We have to fix.
Never been proven.
We
Never
have to do.
convicted.
We have to do a retraction.
Actually, was he
do a
convicted?
What's your retraction?
It was in the jail, not in the jail cell.
Oh,
Sorry for a little bit of the hysteria. Not like you motherfuckers read it. I sent it to you.
Oh my god, it was in one of the guards' holsters.
Oh, Dan, I looked at it. And
Yeah, Mike, you were
said,
the only one. You were the only one.
there were 6
All right.
guns in a lockbox down the hallway. What could
I
have
just
happened?
assumed that it was in his damn cell. Okay, it's in the jail. What is that going to do for him? What?
No, it has nothing to do with him. I guess it shows
That's just,
it shows that there was it obviously shows a huge disparity or a huge problem with their protocol and their security measures. If they found a jail,
I
wonder why it's not that big of a story.
Yeah, and you're just like one of them libtards.
I'm thinking this thing's in his cell, hardcore. Like, this guy's got a gun.
Listen, he had broken neck bones. Okay, 4 of them. We know that. I really didn't. I didn't read it thoroughly enough. I was the title because it never repeats it again. It never repeats
Classic clickbait, Dan.
Yeah, it got me, dude. Fucking Tucker, you bastard.
You just got fake news, buddy.
You never go full force.
That's what happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now there's hundreds upon thousands of people that have heard your testimony and they are confused.
So it's a whole big bowl of nothing then.
Yeah, big bull. Nothing. We just wasted 20
Dan,
minutes.
what if somebody shut the video off right before we discovered that?
That's likely what could happen. And now they're all thinking like, Jeffrey Epstein had a gun in his cell.
Well, thank God we're not doing this
Spread it
live.
across the world.
We're not live. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but it's going to be up there. What is he going to do? Edit it out?
Yeah, no,
I
it's on there.
guess.
It's damn.
No,
That'd be funny.
completely.
Retraction. I don't know, man. Everything's changing. Star Wars still shit, guys. Still shit.
What happened in the Star Wars land?
So I fucking hate Star Wars, but I hate it even more.
Why?
Ryan Johnson came out and basically said he didn't give a fuck about Star Wars lore or history when he made the film.
You got this from the quartering?
Ryan, yeah, as a matter of fact, I fucking did.
And that guy's that
Why?
could be you. He's just a lucky guy.
Shut up,
Just
belly
like-
spreading.
But I guess that's just how it goes.
But no,
Imagine-
but like,
everybody.
it's
Imagine reading
factual
new-
stuff.
Major factual stuff. He
Well,
reads
it's
reads news articles and just takes the
No.
worst, almost uncharitable interpretation of what he
That's
reads.
your opinion. That's your opinion.
It's not my opinion. That's correct.
And then I reinterpret it in a mature way.
But for the sake of getting information, it's not the worst
What?
thing
Like
you could.
Tim Pool does the same thing.
I
He
agree.
just sits there, he reads shit,
I
and
agree.
he does a little reaction. He talks about it.
Man,
It's fun.
Tim Pool is an ally.
But here's the thing.
Oh wow.
But here's the thing.
What?
But name me any news source that doesn't do that. They fucking tell you the news and they tell you what their interpretation of it is.
Well, his opinions or his perspectives on things aren't very
Well
I don't know.
considered, like reactionary, you might call them.
They don't seem like he thought about it for very long. It's kind of off the tip of his brain.
Oh, I mean, that's okay. Why? Why does that matter?
Like, if you compare him to someone like Philip DeFranco, it's
it's more produced and consumable.
right.
Condensed down to 15.
Well thought out.
Absolutely agree.
That's the only reason I don't like it. I really don't have a problem with them, honestly. If that's where you get your information, whatever.
No, but I just saw it. I thought it was interesting, and then guess what? Tim Pool talked about it today as well. So it was interesting.
Because they're like, oh, look at those numbers those guys are getting. Better do my own video. I mean, that's how it works. That's how that ecosystem works. And I'm not being facetious. That's just how it goes.
I don't know. I just thought it was interesting that.
But I can't blame a guy for being in the right place at the right time.
Where are you supposed to get your fucking news? What news source do you trust?
The same place they all get their news. I mean, if you're trying to equate like where do I get my news? So I watch, but I don't really know. So I watch these videos. I mean, they just read articles.
What news source should you trust?
Oh, you got to go for
Fox News.
There you go, Mike. That's fucking what, man. No,
I like the conglomerate. I go to Google News. I do Drudge Report. I'll look over at everybody's
How can you trust it?
I just look at because you got to look at everybody's stories and then try to come to usually the truth is in the middle somewhere, especially if it's ideologically driven, like the news. If it's about the presidential race or about something Trump did, you got to go look at 3 or 4 different articles just to try to make sense of the reality of a situation, which is too much work for most people. Totally
way too much for me.
That's why I go to the Daily Wire. It's all done for me.
That's why I go to Tim Pool.
And this is my point, though, is that if Tim Pool is giving you a fair, direct interpretation.
I like Tim Pool. I think he goes he's a little cynical, but I don't think he makes videos in bad faith necessarily. I don't think he makes bad arguments all the time.
I don't think the quartering necessarily does either as far as the bad faith argument.
See, thank you, Ryan.
I would disagree.
Yeah, we already got to this in Zubbox Goes Movies for 30 minutes.
I just think it's just if everything is the most uncharitable take on a article or a situation,
I don't watch enough quartering, dude, because he's so favorable all the time. He talks about so much shit he loves.
Dude, I used to watch him a lot more, and you get fucking tired of it. It's the same shit, the same stories every fucking day. It's the same thing. I don't care enough about nerd culture to watch the quartering. I
don't think he just does nerd culture. He's expanded.
Yang Ye is a much better.
Yeah, Yang Ye is my favorite.
He's like the old fashioned newsman. Yi Yang, whatever you want to call him.
Yang Ye.
Well, he's
a great voice too.
Where's he on?
He's on YouTube. He does gaming though mainly.
Gaming, yeah.
Well, he'll dibble and dabble in entertainment. No?
He likes Kojima. We Kojima bros.
He just played the new Final Fantasy VII remake, whatever demo.
So did everybody have access to that, or just people who pre-ordered it?
Yeah. It's great. I actually really enjoyed it.
Up right now.
I'll just wait for the game.
Honestly, I'm not gonna get it.
I enjoyed the fuck out of it, baby. I enjoyed the fuck out of it. I used to play that game. I mean, I grew up playing Final Fantasy VII, so for me, it's kind of
Sean,
curious.
Do you just want to be an eco-terrorist? Because when you told me that, it made me not want to play it.
Yeah, you are an eco-terrorist. Well, but the thing is, Ryan...
What's an eco-terrorist?
It's somebody that commits terrorism in the name of the ecology of the world.
Or the environment. Environmental terrorism.
So, for example, I blew up a plastic cup company or something like that because
send plastic into the atmosphere.
Exactly.
I nuke
plastic everywhere.
I nuke the nuclear power plant.
Yeah.
Of course, everybody's not in the facility at all. I don't.
No, but I think if you play throughout the entire story, it has a much more nuanced take. I don't know what they're going to do in the new game, representative-wise, but those characters learn from what they're doing. It's not... It kind of has... Everybody's kind of starts in a gray area before they kind of start...
Doesn't Cloud have a more disconnected perspective in the beginning of the game? That's kind of the vibe I got. He was doing it because it was a job.
It's a job, and he knows one of the people involved. He's like, okay, I can make some money. Yeah.
Sick. Well,
Very beautiful. You know what? Actually, to get back into crazy, spicy conspiracy stuff, I watched an interview with Alex Jones the other day, and you'll never believe this, guys. He was completely calm and rational, and he made some great points about like the Trump 2020, like his second term. If he gets a second term, how because he doesn't have to be beholden to voters or his constituents anymore, that maybe he could be like a bad force because of some of his proclivities and some of his kind of leanings, I guess.
So but he also could be amazing.
Exactly. That's what he said.
Yeah.
And he was basically kind of making the argument like, you got to keep holding his feet to the fire. You got to keep talking. You got to keep like bullhorning the White House. I did. Yeah. I watched that interview. I didn't watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
So Steven Crowder interviewed him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just
relatively good interview.
So, in what sense could Trump be used as a force of bad?
No, because now he's not going to be beholden to the voters. If he wins this next term, then it doesn't matter. He can't run again, so he can just go fucking buck wild and do whatever he wants.
Was he just throwing that perspective out there, or does he see a trend in his behaviors now?
No, he sees a trend in the behaviors, and then he cited a few things.
I don't know what behaviors he mentioned, but there was some things.
But
it's really about the technological companies like Google and everything. They're kind of invading your privacy, even though you're giving it away. But they're kind of manipulating that system.
So he's allowing that to happen? Is that his point?
It's not that he's allowing it, but it's the difference between deciding if these companies are a public utility, which makes it basically a right, or letting them stay private. So because these companies can decide to become basically public utility, like the internet.
I mean, I think if they feel it, they could stay private for all I care, but maybe there just needs to be regulations.
Maybe.
Yeah, definitely needs to be regulations.
I mean, that's kind of what they're trending towards, and I think even they kind of want that to happen, so it makes me apprehensive to even that, because do we really want, like, state-run fucking social media? I mean, that's really what you're saying when you say regulations about Facebook and Twitter, that you're talking state-run.
But doesn't Facebook, Twitter, they regulate it themselves?
Yep.
Yeah, they do.
So maybe like the Fed, they need a third party.
No, I think the best way to let these things die or live by their own hand. People will stop partaking if it becomes an issue.
Just like anything else, if you allow Google and Amazon and whoever to take advantage of their situation, they're going to do it.
No, they are. Yeah.
Well, the problem with these platforms is they control the flows of information. So they literally control your ability, or the general average person's ability, to get information and to have a full understanding of what is going on. So they kind of write their own narratives, and there's definitely lots of social engineering going on, and they kind of openly admit that. I mean, Apple, the CEO of Apple, Tim Cook, thinks he's on a moral crusade.
So basically, their goal is, maybe in Tim Cook's position, he wants to influence the younger generation to.
He wants you to think the way they think, and that because they don't like this. This is the thing, and this is something you see as a trend in like the really far left progressive movements, is that this is not just like a difference in opinion on policy or something like that. This is ideological. This is a moral position they take. They take a moral position and they say, we are the good guys, you are the bad guys if you disagree, and that creates a really hard line for people.
And given the choice, they're going to mandate that.
Yeah, I think if they have the ability to, they would, for sure. Of course.
Yeah, that's a difficult one as far as, like, how do you police that? For lack of a better term, it's a tough situation.
I agree, because it's something kind of we've never really dealt with anything like this on this kind of scale.
I feel like someone's going to make a lot of money off of that.
Yeah, once they figure out the solution to this problem.
Yeah.
I mean, people are trying. It's not like people aren't trying. I mean, there's all sorts of different apps, and there's plugins for your web browsers and all sorts of stuff that like try to work around the kind of the censorious nature of.
That's true.
A lot of these sites. There's Gab, obviously, but the problem with Gab is it just became a dumping ground for the most radical fucking people.
Because they keep kicking off the main platform.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. And then they all just coalesce on Gab. And it's not Gab's fault. I don't blame Gab for that at all. I think it's a bummer because it is a turnoff to people, because that pool is much smaller. On Twitter it really didn't matter because the pool is so big. You could have a few thousand Nazis on there and nobody give a fuck.
So do you think if we allow these companies to, I don't know, grow or whatever, do you think they'll take it upon themselves to regulate themselves? Is that the solution? Self-regulation?
No, I think it's people are going to have to complain, and people are going to have to be like, once something happens, I think you might actually see this happen with the trans stuff because of the hard stance social media has taken on the trans issue.
I'm more worried about them invading my home technologically, as far as Alexa, and who knows, maybe I'm going to have a Google Home. It's going to be in my walls, dog.
It's always going to be listening to you.
Right.
There's no, I don't think, if you have a smart TV, it's doing it.
Yeah. Ryan, and the mark of the beast is coming, so.
Yeah.
Better get in the vortex, buddy.
Yeah, because just think about it, man. They're going to put that thing in you, and they're going to sell it to you.
You wouldn't do it? I would do it. I would get this shit put right in me, dude. I don't give a fuck.
And you're going to have a GPS tracker in you.
I already do, man. It's called my fucking dick. No, my cell phone. You carry your cell phone everywhere. What are you talking about, dude?
Yeah,
you have that shit everywhere you go.
You can throw it in the river.
Yeah.
Throw it down the lake.
What if your cell phone was stuck up your asshole?
I could cut my arm off. What do you mean?
Yeah. I mean, but if you had to and you had to dig into your own body, you could. You would do it.
Yeah, but what if they have little nanobots in there that get your
it would
blood
be right. It would be right here, and then you'd cut a blood vessel and die.
Oh no!
All right, you cauterize it. You'll be okay.
Blood everywhere.
Fine, I don't know how to cauterize it.
You pull out a lighter. You're just trying to light it, and it just keeps getting put out by the blood.
Yeah,
this is not working. This is a terrible idea, guys. I didn't do.
You say, Michael, that's not nearly hot enough.
Yeah.
What have you been doing? What are all these lighter burns around your wound?
Dude, all I can tell you is if the market of the beast happened, I'm working. I would 100%. 100% if they have some technology that makes me fucking super smart or some shit. Look,
no, but yeah, what if it doesn't make you super smart? What if it just monitors your heart rate?
Willing to take that risk.
What if it just makes you super gay?
Yeah, basically, and you can like have your bank account and you just scan it, and it, you just go to the grocery store.
Yeah, that's sick. Why not? You wouldn't want that?
You really think we're gonna get there? Like, get to a point where we're gonna be that lazy?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes. There's going to be a point where you're just going to have to sit there and robots will bring you food.
This kind of brings it's kind of an off-topic comment, but I was talking to my girlfriend and we were talking about free healthcare. And you don't hear anybody talking about, now correct me if I'm wrong, you guys have been watching the debates, preventative healthcare, such as eating healthy, exercising and stuff like that. Nothing.
No, nothing. Not a word, actually. Not a single sentence.
So do you? It kind of makes me think. Do they truly care about the well-being of the population if preventative healthcare is the next step in healthcare and it's not talked about?
No, because you're gonna be a fucking slave, dude. They own your ass.
Ryan, how many people would you guess would not be in the hospital if they took care of themselves? Like just basic exercise, basic diet,
I could
diet.
Throw a little statistic. This is a rough statistics. I think 1/3 or 2/3 of the whole population in the United States is pre-diabetic, pre-hypertensive.
Yeah.
Pre-hypertensive, not pre-diabetic. On the way to being diabetic.
How many people do you think if you walk into your average hospital with like an emergency room and their intensive care unit are there specifically because if not because by tragedy or huge accident or something terrible, how many people are there just because of their physical well-being? As in they don't take care of themselves.
Talking about modifiable risk factors, something that they can control.
Sure, fucking doctor guy. I don't know what the fuck.
How do you shut up, nerd?
I'm educated. Modifiable. Let me go.
You know what that word means. Jesus
no,
Christ.
I fucking don't know what that fucking word means. Unless you put Metamucil in front of that shit.
So something, a modifiable risk factor would be your weight. You can control that.
Right.
Something that's within your control. I would say it's a significant. It's significant. I don't know what the number is.
Give me a rough, like your guess. You've been in hospitals.
40%.
40%. Okay, this is what we do. We just kill them. We're already aborting them in the womb.
No,
Once you hit a certain point, you just get rid of them because like now you're not a human.
See now,
If everybody followed my healthcare program, we would eradicate this issue in days.
Well, you have the fucking
Everyone would
coronavirus.
die.
What are you talking about?
Everyone would die, Michael. Everyone would be like, I'm fine.
And you know what the craziest thing about a lot of it comes down to your diet, and it's about education. And it's about what they teach you in schools. As far as when you're children, like the food pyramid as a whole, it's a scam. It's bullshit.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
And they still teach it.
They still teach it? I thought they actually officially stopped.
Now it's a food circle.
Or maybe a year ago, but
I'm kidding, dude. I don't know.
girlfriend's mom was a teacher. She's not a teacher anymore, so maybe they did stop
I thought there was actually a pretty big story about the food pyramid being bullshit. It was like a national news.
But we've known it's been bullshit before it existed. People just denied the science.
What was on top of the pyramid? I can't even remember.
Sugar.
Wheat.
Oh,
Wasn't it?
I don't know.
I know the bottom was like beets and dairy and shit.
Health nuts.
I think the bottom's grains.
Well, maybe the bottom is grains. It's the bottom would be the.
Yeah, the bottom would be the most, so the top would be like sugar. It's a small portion.
Food pyramid.
Well, it's not, and you know what the biggest lie is? Counting calories.
Yep, I told you guys. I've been telling you guys this forever.
Counting calories doesn't mean anything. You can count calories all you want. I can eat 1,000 calories of Twinkies every day. It's not going to be good for me.
No,
because they're empty calories. I mean,
Yeah, but haven't we known that forever?
That's not a real thing, dude.
No,
Empty
we know
calories
that.
is not
But
a real thing.
But people are distracted by that. The calories. You shouldn't look at your calories. Look at your sodium content, your sugar content, your carbs.
Well, you know what else they don't recommend. You know they recommend you should have this, so many of this, so many of this. They don't recommend how much sugar.
That's
they don't like tell you how many grams or something is sugar? It's like 8 to 12 grams a day. You shouldn't have more. I don't know.
From what I remember, it's 30 grams a day.
Oh, okay.
It's easy.
That's
you could eat 2 bananas or 3 bananas, and that's honestly, but that's different types of sugars. And the sugar industry has maybe in the future. I hope they're going to be held responsible for this. I mean,
they have been. I never seen sugar coated. It's awesome.
No, have they been? Yeah. I know people know about it, but have they been penalized for it?
I think so.
Because you can look, because I watched a documentary recently, and the number one, when they started putting nutritional information on the side of foods, consistently, you saw sugar as the number one ingredient in all these processed foods. So they started naming sugar in 70 different ways.
Yeah, different categories of sugar,
Glucose syrup and whatever.
It's misleading.
Yeah, no, it is misleading. But this is really what calories are important. Now, I'll just say this much: if you're trying to lose weight, that you want to be in a calorie deficit when you're trying to lose weight. You should always be burning more calories than what you're taking in. No, I'm just saying if you're trying to have a goal for weight.
Anybody that thinks they can eat 12 or 2,000 calories or 1,200 calories of fucking Twinkies a day and that's going to be good for them, they're fucking idiots.
Sean, but you'd be shocked.
Yes.
Yeah. No,
I'm not shocked, Ryan. There's a lot of stupid fucking people
You'd be shocked. I went to Walmart. I don't go to Walmart often.
Oh, me neither, buddy, but I hear you. I was there today. It was awful.
Their Switch games are $50.
Dude, I got to suffer to get that $10 fucking
And I couldn't
discount.
believe what I saw in these people's shopping carts who are morbidly obese.
No,
I know. Because those people are the same people I see in the hospital.
But this is the thing. So what would you say? Don't overeat. Eat to your full. Eat a good balanced diet. Don't do crazy shit, man. That's it.
Part of it's affordability.
And that's something I was gonna say too. Yeah, the affordability is very high for healthier food.
I don't know if it's high. It's definitely more expensive.
It's expensive to eat healthy with any variety. Like you can eat chicken every fucking day. I mean that's
chicken's cheap.
Protein out there. But you're a human being. You're a person. Like That's tough. That's a tough fucking road. Like,
It's a lot to eat healthy. It
I mean,
costs a lot of money.
as somebody that is like on a very strict regimented diet of like a protein and like some broccoli, like that's a tough fucking road some days.
Broccoli's delicious.
I'm not gonna
In
lie.
time. If
Yeah.
you're working full time, it's hard to keep those diets.
Oh, of course
Yeah,
it is
it
because
is.
it's to be able to prepare your own meals and have like a complete handle on that. It takes extra effort. You'd have to
Yeah.
actually plan, especially with somebody so like you, where you do some traveling. That's even harder. I mean, you're on the
Yeah.
road.
It's called
staying at
prep, dude.
hotels.
Meal prep, dude.
No, I know.
Rubbermaid.
It's-
That's it.
Well, I just think these candidates who are, well, now it's just the two. Well, I don't even think Joe Biden.
How dare you, you
Tulsi's
sexist
still
fucking pig!
Universal
Exactly.
health care.
Tulsi's still there.
I don't
No,
give a
Trump's
fuck.
gonna win. Trump's winning, and then after Trump, we're fucked. So
But someone like Bernie
You got 5
Sanders,
years to get your
I-
shit straight.
maybe he has good intentions. I don't know.
God, no. He's a fucking idiot.
Nobody sees
I
themselves.
think it
as
starts
a
in good intentions.
Yeah, but nobody sees
Dude.
themselves as a villain. Like, you could have bad ideas and not really
Oh, yeah.
understand them. I think the core, his first principles come from weird places that he has rationalized to be a positive force.
Well, I don't understand the whole literacy Cuban thing. Why even bring that up?
What is it?
So
No.
the literacy rate after Fidel Castro and Che Guevara took over, they enforced and
Implemented a literacy program.
they forced. There was no implementation. They literally would fuck you up, put you in jail if you didn't show up. Like, it was fucking for real.
For what? To learn how to read, to go to school?
Yeah, you had to. Yeah, you absolutely was mandated by the government.
And you
but
learn
we-
propaganda.
Right, propaganda, and you're basically being a hate America, indoctrinated, socialism or communism is the best, yada
Well, that's
yada yada
coming.
yada.
While they're throwing your family off of a wall and shooting them. Like, I mean, and we're putting you in jail and making you do this stuff. I mean, that's a lot of it came out of the prison system. A lot of it came out of the elementary schools. That's where this bump comes from. It's not some altruistic thing like, oh, they implemented these policies. Look, we got to recognize when something good happens. You're
Totally
like,
ignore the context.
you're de facto softly like making an excuse for the system, like this thing that caused people untold amounts of suffering and horrible shit. You're just waving it away because you're like, well, their intentions were good. Like,
Dude,
go fuck yourself. That's the
that
scary
fucking-
thing about Bernie Sanders, because he doesn't like understand that. He's not the
Yes,
kind of
he
person.
does, though.
No, he doesn't. Because
He does, dude. You're crazy.
no, he doesn't. He does not see it that way. That's
You're
the
fucking
problem.
high. He does. He does. He's lying to everyone.
So you think he's just evil?
Yeah, he's just a bad dude. He's not a good person. He is worth millions of dollars, or over $1 million, owns 3
That
fucking
doesn't make
homes.
you a bad
claim-
person.
It does when you're saying that fucking billionaires are the problem, and before you were a millionaire, you're saying millionaires were the fucking problem. He's just fucking moving the goalposts. He's full of shit. I don't know if he's evil, but he's full of shit. He's
Yeah.
just full of shit.
Yeah, but again, like I was trying to say, it's a matter of perspective and how you see the world. So his fundamentals are so askew that he sees these things and he rationalizes his beliefs. And that's not a okay, Dan. Great argument. And that's not a great place to come from. Like, it's just not. Like, everybody does that in their life every day. We all rationalize stupid things we do.
I do it every day.
But and so you understand the ground principle of it. Like, so you understand how a person could do that to themselves, how a person could lie to themselves or be lied to and just want to believe it, willful ignorance they call it. Like, that happens. And Bernie Sanders obviously has a history of being that.
Well, that's the worrying thing about him. If he has perspective on... Hush, boy. If he has that perspective on the whole Cuban literacy thing, what the fuck is he going to try to implement with this universal health care? What is he going to push on us? Like,
Dude,
how far is he willing to go? You know what I mean?
Well, that's something he literally will not answer that.
Well, because he doesn't know the answer.
He won't even
there's not a solution.
Because there is no answer. This is fantasy. The people are talking about fantasy right now. He can't even tell you how he's going to pay for it all.
What's the illiterate? Is it high in America?
No.
No, this was just a point he made because before pre-Castro and stuff like that, Cuba was a little island. They weren't.
Yeah, I thought I was
smart
all alone
people
in
in
that
the
one.
world. What do you mean? What? What? Oh.
No, I thought I was the only one that couldn't read.
No, that's just poor people from Massachusetts.
But
And now look at you now. This kid reads a book a year.
Yes, probably. I probably read one book a year. I should read more.
Better than me.
That's more than most people, Michael.
Yeah, that's more than
so
me.
you're good.
An idiot. I'm like a dumb boy.
Sick.
But Bernie Sanders is dangerous. I don't think he is evil.
He's evil. Fucking bad guy.
Well,
I don't understand how you can be involved in politics so long and have such a narrowed perspective. That kind of blows my mind.
My problem with Bernie is it's so simple. You have been around. He's what, 70 some odd years old. How the fuck can you still have this worldview? How can you look at any of these countries?
He lives in Vermont. He doesn't have to deal with any of it.
No, but this is the problem. Is like, how can you? Because he is literally being consistent, right? This is what his biggest supporters say. He's the most consistent candidate, the most consistent for 40 years or whatever. Yeah, because he's been stupid. He's been fucking retarded for 40 years, and he hasn't evolved.
There's naked people walking around up there.
It's fucking sick.
In the woods, out there, everywhere.
I don't know if it's
You're allowed to. Hey, parks.
I just don't understand the whole healthcare thing. If you're not going to talk about preventative healthcare and educating the populace with good hard facts about nutrition, et cetera, you shouldn't be talking about healthcare. Because you're ignoring the biggest part of healthcare is to prevent. How do we prevent people from landing in hospitals? That'll obviously drive down costs. But then I was thinking about this: do hospitals want this to happen? Because they'd lose business. So I think it's probably this whole big fucking conspiracy, dude. Everybody's involved.
I have to say something. Is whose responsibility is it? Is it now the government should hold the companies accountable and force them to tell the truth, whatever, I agree. But when it comes down to preventative care, that is up to the parents. Should be sitting there teaching their kid the right way, but right nutrition.
Well, to be fair, it starts in the community.
But yeah, nutrition is a complicated thing.
No, it is complicated, but it should be something that an adult should be able to proactively attack and go at today, especially.
How much education have you gotten on nutrition?
Like personally?
Yeah,
official.
And I'm not
from government.
No,
from anybody, from anywhere.
Well,
I've gotten military. I've gotten plenty from the military, but
how often do you think the average American seeks that information?
But that's the problem. They don't seek it.
Yeah, but part of that is bolstering our communities so they can handle it at that level, so the federal government doesn't have to handle it.
Right, but I'm just saying information digestion. You can't force people to care about health until they decide. So, I mean, you can start in the school system, absolutely incorporate, but I really don't they talk about nutrition? You guys didn't have nutrition classes or anything?
I don't know.
Yeah, but
they were teaching that pyramid, buddy.
Yeah, it's the phony garbage.
Yeah, but no, I'm just saying, but there has to be. You have to be a seeker of truth, a seeker of knowledge. You can't rely on the government to be your problem solves for
a lot of people don't have the time to do that. No,
that's a lie.
No, but Dan, it should be
a bold. You're gonna tell me people who can go fucking sit and watch 10 hours of TV a week on average. The average American sits in front of their television for 10 to 15 hours a week. Goodness. They can't fucking take an hour or two and go read about nutrition and take an interest in themselves.
I'm not saying I know what the solution is. I just think that needs to be the focus.
It should be. Absolutely agree with you on that.
With healthcare. 100%. If we're talking about healthcare, you want to talk about the well-being of your population.
Yeah.
That's where you start. It just blows my mind that's never discussed. Never.
That's interesting. That's a good perspective.
I guess Michelle Obama did the thing, the whole school thing, but that was it was like awful food. Good intentions?
Yes.
Probably. Were they probably hampered by finances? Probably.
Yeah, they just didn't have a realistic plan to implement it in a way that was affordable for schools because it was just kind of goes back to what we said before. It's expensive to eat healthy. It's kind of expensive.
Yeah, it is.
You know, I mean, it's a sad state of affairs when it's cheaper to go to fucking McDonald's than it is to go to the grocery store sometimes.
But we'll dump fucking billions of dollars into Paris Climate Accord, okay, and shit like that, and we can't do that. We'll pass a bill for the coronavirus for $8 billion, which necessary or not, I don't know. Probably, for it better be safe than sorry. But
We can wash in my hands.
we can just throw fucking money around. Why can't we do stuff for like? I just don't get it. Then again, I don't fucking know. That's just probably so complicated, and all the bureaucracy that people have to deal with, and all the different lobbyists you have to deal with. It's probably really messy. Honest to God.
Well, I mean, there's money that is divided up into specific, for education, whatever, right? Infrastructure, roads, whatever. But like, for example, the impeachment trial, they pulled all that money from the Social Security fund. That's how they paid for the impeachment trial, which is $25 million, whatever.
Which is insane.
Which is crazy. They literally just said, fuck the people that have paid into this, and they just took the money. They can take that money from anywhere and displace it at any time.
And then we got the same people bitching about fucking, poor people not having money, spending millions and millions and millions and millions upon millions of dollars on campaigns.
Yeah, hundreds of millions.
Fucking blows my mind.
Well, there was a time like they kind of incentivized poor people to eat healthy because your food stamps could only be used to purchase certain things. Now this is kind of something that when you get like these young mothers can get, I can't remember, WIC, that's what it is, WIC.
Women in charge.
Is that what it is? I don't know.
Women,
I don't know.
Infant, something.
Yeah. But that stuff is kind of more tightly regulated in what you can actually acquire with your WIC. But food stamps kind of used to be the same way. And then people started talking about it being discriminatory because, some neighborhoods, people can't go to the grocery store. It's too far. They can only get to the gas station.
That's a problem.
So suddenly you could buy gas station sandwiches and Doritos with your food stamps. And that's something that's happened. That's what's happened over the past 20 years. And I have to say, like, I do really feel like that's some sort of weird, insidious way to afflict our population. I kind of do.
Think about rural populations. Not everybody has grocery stores, Walmarts. Like, some people are miles and miles away.
So what are you gonna do, Ryan? Eat out of the gas station forever?
I don't know this. No, I don't know. I don't know.
Well, you gotta start a barbecue joint yourself?
Hey, Barbara, nice to see you. Gas is $3.65 today. Don't forget, we got new pizza on the rack for the kids.
The big thing has to start at the community level. Okay, you have to have leaders in your community who are willing to take charge. There was a program where there was a freezer van that went around to the poor communities. People didn't have transportation, and they would sell them meats and vegetables.
And they also have like 35,000 homeless people in LA. We'll never be able to answer this.
Let's move to fucking West Virginia. Let's move to the hills and let's start this business. This fucking on wheels meat selling business. I want to get in the meat selling business.
And then we'll call it WIC, but it'll be women infant currency. So we want all the aborted baby parts from all your abortions, and then we'll sell them.
Yeah, to get the stem cells.
I wonder why, dude. Why haven't they had done like abortion on wheels for like homeless people? Like that would be a really good idea, right?
I wonder what
just saying.
I'm just saying,
guys, would you guys be down to make millions of dollars? But all we had to do, we could be the first people to do abortion on wheels to combat.
Be the storks. We call it storks.
And you're sick. That's like a vet on wheels.
Yeah, but think about it, dude. Right? You know what I mean? Just saying, probably millions of bucks right there, dude. We take all the baby parts, we sell them.
I mean, you saw that TikTok video. That girl was very excited about her abortion.
Yeah, I just want to make people that happy. I'll be like the Santa Claus of death.
That's disgusting. That's another thing that these fucking, it's just...
It's a hypocritical.
It's all hypocritical, and it's on both sides. Don't get me wrong.
But that's why Trump is not hypocritical. Trump's a G. Trump's a gangsta. He's out here. He's just Trump.
Well, that's what's appealing about him, because he's not as phony as the other ones.
He is
kind of phony.
Oh, he's suing. No, he's not.
He's less phony, but he's less phony.
But he's a caricature that he's always been. He's always been Trump.
Yeah, we have an understanding of the character Trump, so that we can we can put that in context when he says weird shit. We go like, oh well, it's Trump. Like honestly, awesome. That's how people feel. Like when he says like, I don't know, the scientists say coronavirus is bad, but I'm pretty sure it's fine. Like look at this picture. My gut says we're good, which I don't even know. That's the craziest thing about the news cycle and Trump and everything.
No, that was proven to be false. That whole article. About him saying that the coronavirus is no big deal. Ended up being. That's not what he said.
Well, he said it on camera. He was looking at a picture. And he was pointing at it, and he was talking about like
he made a joke. It was.
Yeah, it was.
The news literally ran it as like he said it. They were like,
Yeah, no, I
"Oh
know.
my God, Donald J. Trump says."
That's another thing. That's another thing about this stupid fucking coronavirus. Coronavirus has existed. This is just a different strain. Okay, get that fucking straight, guys. Okay, the flu's been around. The flu kills 6,000 people a year. This has killed what, 150 or whatever it is, 1,500,
800.
3,000.
Okay, what it has like a 1.8% mortality rate.
No, it's
Over-
actually 3.4 in China now. It doubled.
Well, I don't care about China. I'm talking about worldwide, dog. Okay.
Okay, I'm just
Worldwide.
saying.
Well, Dan, China could be lying.
Apparently, I read an article today that was talking about how China was because they're like, oh, we're getting better, everything's going back to normal, and apparently the insiders are like, no, not really.
Dude, crazy fucking theory, guys, crazy. The first place 5G was ever implemented was in Wuhan.
Wuhan is
Okay.
a virus spreader.
No, because what they're thinking is, because like the 5G that we have right now, right here today, because you can get it in certain phones, is not really 5G.
Mind control.
It's not really 5G. No, but what it is a way to infect the population with frequencies. That's what's really making people sick is the 5G stuff. And
Yeah.
just so happens,
You think that can happen?
most of the people that have the coronavirus have 5G capable phones.
How does that
Over
explain the
90
transferability of the disease?
So that's what happens. So once it infects the host, and then they can transfer the 5G.
So these viruses travel through radio frequency
Yes.
and get into the human body.
Scrambles your ass, dude. Makes
Yeah.
your immune system shut down. Listen, you got to go watch the movie Pontypool. Pontypool. Okay, Pontypool. It's like a mind virus movie. It's great, but it's also would be kind of analogous to what Dan's talking about.
Well, people are acting like this shit's contagion, dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it seems a
but
little overboard.
If it's 1% and it goes on a global scale,
Listen,
that's
Dan.
100 million people, dude. Or whatever.
Listen, bro.
That's fucking crazy.
Listen to this, okay? Listen to this. You don't hear about this. You want to hear? I'm gonna drop some shit on you right now.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
you know it's back on the rise.
Measles.
Rashes, man.
HIV, back on the rise, baby.
Yeah,
It's coming
yeah.
back. It's making
People
a comeback because people don't have protected sex.
Right, but HIV is not a death note anymore. You can live with that shit for the rest of your life.
Still not a good thing to have. It's not cheap to fucking maintain that. I imagine.
Yeah, I got healthcare, bro.
My point is, HIV is a much more serious issue than the fucking coronavirus, and it's on the rise, but nobody talks about it
It's not
because this
fashionable,
is just
baby.
another fucking trend in the media
I want
to instill
fashion.
fear into the population to try to control you. Okay?
I control you, just like those alphabet people tell me that my kid is gay.
I'm not saying it's not a big deal because obviously, whatever.
Dude, nobody knows anything. That's all there is to say about the coronavirus.
The coronavirus is not a new virus. It's
No,
not
I
new.
know. I
It's
know,
a
but
different
it's
strain.
a different strain. Absolutely
The
agree.
flu has different strains too.
Supposedly, there's two strains. There's two strains that they found of the coronavirus in Wuhan now, from what they're reporting out of the China
There's
government.
Corona, there's Corona Extra, there's Corona Light.
Yeah.
All right,
Probably the Chimera.
dude, we're getting close to this. Is it almost time? Is anyone watching the fights?
Yeah, it's on right now. They're walking in.
All
I'm
right,
watching
everybody.
it.
Well, I guess
Who
that's
is?
gonna do it for us. We learned a lot of things
Right.
today. A lot of spiciness. A lot of wonderful stories. A lot of interesting conversation. A lot of stuff.
A lot of nonsense.
A lot of exactly, Michael. Thank you. That's a nice. Thank you for the save. I appreciate it.
I'm gonna tell you right now. If you
He's a
guys aren't
team
watching,
player.
Mike is handsome, dude. Look at that guy.
Oh,
Handsome.
Dan, how handsome am I?
You're ugly, Mike.
Dude, when I put this hat up, dude, it looks like I have like a facelift.
just testing it out.
Look at that shit.
Hey, Brian, why can't I see you?
Because I'm not talking.
Damn it.
All right, sorry. man.
I can never see how beautiful you are. You can make it so you can see everybody at the same time. That's how I have it.
I know. Yeah, I don't know how.
Hey, and go to YouTube, guys. Go to YouTube so we can see Mike's beautiful face, my male pattern balding, and Sean's glorious mane,
If you
Ryan's
wanna
nice beard.
If you want to see me like flailing around in my chair like I'm having a seizure, go to YouTube.
Yep.
Check it out. You'll see it a few times. All right, everybody. Check us out on Facebook. Like Dan said, YouTube. We have a Twitch channel at twitch.tv Zoobox Gaming. If you would like to send us a question or a topic you want to talk about or anything like that, go to zooboxpodcast@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. Or if you're watching on YouTube, which you should be, drop a comment and let us know, because if there's any topics or anything specific you'd like to hear our opinions on or anything you want to hear us talk about, we're more than willing. We're always looking for stuff to talk about, and we do this every week, so we will definitely be able to probably meet most requests. And so that's going to do it for us. Thank you for listening to the first and last ever episode 24 of Zoobox, a podcast about nonsense. We'll see you folks next week. God knows.
John, what about you? Are you a bathroom?
Dude, to be honest, I don't masturbate in the bathrooms very often.
Yeah, but what you've had before in your life?
Probably literally like a handful of times.
Really, dude? That was my main go-to.
I'm just
thousands.
Dude, I'll be dangerous. I like to live dangerously.
For me.
Every time I masturbate, to this day, I masturbate in the bathroom.
That's
yeah, it's the only place I could go in a family of 11.
Well, Michael, you have a good excuse. Ryan, kind of good excuse. Full house.
Yeah.
Dan, you live by yourself. This is.
I'll break it down as to why.
You're like, okay, I'm sorry.
I think it's been my first time masturbating was in a bathroom. First time.
So the bathroom's just the erotic zone.
Is that your kink? Yeah.
The first time I ejaculated was in a bathroom. Like, honestly. So it kind of became that. And that was when we were growing up. That was really the only place you could do it, because Ryan and I shared a room for a long time. And
I didn't stop you.
I never masturbated with you.
Sure as hell didn't stop me, dude.
Well, I guess.
The first time I jerked off, I remember this day distinctly. Dan and all his friends were downstairs in the backyard swimming in a pool, and I had 30 minutes, and I just said, fuck it. So I put my blanket between my couch cushions and just went to town.
This is the first time ever?
So, yeah, for the first time ever, and I exclusively did that for probably a year on my PSP.
Straight ripping, dude. Those were good times.
PSP was good for something.
So have you ever
not
harked back into the old days, and when Rachel's not around, and just kind of slick it?
I would never do that.
You should try it. Just for old time's sake.
It would only make sense if Rachel was around. Like, you want the excitement, you want the danger.
Yeah,
that's how I live. That's how I live. I'm like, somebody could come in, and you know what? It's on all of us now.